Hey, what's up everybody? So in this video, I want to go a little bit more deeper in the understanding of who we are, according to scientist, sociologist, and anthropologist Gregg Braden. So I want to go a little bit more deeper and talk about more of kind of the truth of our evolution, the DNA, and also kind of our capabilities. And hopefully this can give you a little bit more understanding of who you are. Cool, perfect. So let's get started. So the new discovery that we're finding is that we are not who we think we are. That we're kind of stuck 150 years ago with the theory of evolution that was created by Charles Darwin in 1859, I believe. So the theory of evolution states that we're kind of like products of a random process, like we are a random mutation. And this specific theory, Darwin, he didn't think it was gonna last. He did it just like a stepping stone to help us kind of get away a little bit from religion, to really kind of really focus and understand who we are. But he didn't know it's gonna last, yet still 150 years later, this is still very strong. A lot of people still believe that this is the way that we evolve. But this evolution is not our process. And the way that we know this is because of the new studies that happen with the DNA from very respected publications of science. And I'm going to link a link in the video below so you can see, kind of get a little bit more details where everything is coming from with the things that I'm saying. So the new science of the DNA, now we can go ahead and like extract fossils from like bone marrows from like ancient forms of life. And now we can actually go ahead and just look at the different DNAs, and we no longer have to guess. Now we know that we did not descend from the Neanderthals or the chimpanzees. So humans, we came just mysteriously about 200,000 years ago, and we are called anatomically modern humans. So even though we do not know how we showed up, but what we do know is that we have not changed at all. And that throws off completely the theory of evolution. Because human nature does not give more than it has to. Nature, it knows exactly what you need. A life form will only develop certain characteristics when they need to survive. And 200,000 years ago, the things that we got, the things that I'm going to mention in a little bit, we did not need that to survive. Yet, that alone, because we haven't changed since 200,000 years ago, and because we received that and we did not need it at that time to survive, that violates 100% the theory of evolution. So, modern humans showed up 200,000 years ago with the same capabilities, same abilities as we have right now. And that's the mind-blowing part. So, Braden also says that this theory of evolution is still being taught in school as a fact. And this is probably not the best thing, because it kind of denigrates life. Because when you think that we're just products of a random mutation, sometimes it's a lot easier to take someone's life. Or when we feel denigrated within ourselves, it's a lot easier to live without purpose or without meaning when you think that we are just a mistake in biology. So now we're getting a little closer to understand who we are, because even though we don't understand exactly why we are even here, we have a good understanding what happened in that process. And understanding in that process of what happened kind of helps us understand how we actually got the capabilities that we have right now that no other life form has. Talking about capabilities, have you ever thought how a chimpanzee, that the chimpanzees about 98% of our DNA, very, very similar. Why is it that we can sing and chimpanzees cannot sing? Well, the reason is, this is kind of the magic part right here, is because we have something very special, which is called a gene 7, which gives us the ability to have complex language and also complex speech, which is part of the, it's called, I believe is FOXP2. It's a gene in the chromosome 7. Because this specific gene, this FOXP2, it's been around for about 75 million years ago. And for 75 million years, even in chimpanzees, it was very, very stable. And what happened? This is the crazy part. 200,000 years ago, that gene, those letters, they just switched. And that that little switch is what kind of linked our tongue, our throat, our jaw, and our brain to be able to speak, to be able to sing, to be able to do things that no other life form can. Another mutation that happened 200,000 years ago was in chromosome 2. And again, the scientists were mind blown when they found this study because it went against the natural process. Chromosome 2 is what helped us enlarge our brain. It gave us 76% of our neocortex. Our neocortex is what helps us feel our emotions, feel apathy, be able to have compassion. It helps us regulate ourselves. Things that no other life form can do. So yes, everything that I just talked about happened 200,000 years ago. And why it's so bizarre? Because it goes beyond evolution. So the only thing that scientists can think of right now that this specific mutation suggests intention. And that intention is obviously an intentionality. So whoever did this, whoever created this, whatever you want to call it, if there's an intention, then there's a purpose. So who are we? Well, that's going to be depending on you, what you believe that intentionality that created us is. So my opinion of who we are is that we are just part of infinite intelligence, just experiencing this life form of the physical form, physical world, for the purpose that we were created. So if you don't know why you're alive, why you're breathing right now, why you're walking in this planet, in the world, then probably that's your purpose right now. And I believe that the more that we live within ourselves, within our own purpose, aligned with our true essence, by refining and understanding our true gifts, our innate abilities, the more that we connect, align with that, the more that we feel, the more that we know, the more and closer that we know who we really are.